Nintendo has delayed the Switch 2 pre-order date from April 9th to a yet undisclosed date after they claimed that they wanted to assess the potential impact of the tariffs. As you may recall, Nintendo on Tuesday released the Nintendo Direct highlighting the Nintendo Switch to some of its features and upcoming launch titles. However, it was after that Nintendo Direct that the price for the system came into light, which was $449 for the non-pack-in standalone system, while the pack-in bonus of Mario Kart World would up the price to $499. And the standalone Mario Kart World would be at $80 for the digital version. This got a lot of people upset, so much so that in the Nintendo Treehouse stream on Wednesday, the chat was flooded with calls to, quote, drop the price, seemingly not paying attention to anything that Nintendo was showing off on the stream. But GameStop's official X account has posted this, an update from Nintendo saying, quote, pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 in the US will not start April 9th, 2025. In order to assess the potential impact of tariffs and evolving market conditions. Nintendo will update timing at a later date. The launch date of June 5th, 2025 is unchanged. GameStop goes on to say GameStop will continue to work closely with Nintendo and provide updates as soon as more information becomes available. Stay tuned for further details. And according to IGN, Nintendo confirmed the pre-order date is specific to the US, while the UK's pre-order date remains unchanged, with a speculation that it may actually raise the price of the Switch 2 and its game lineup as a direct relation to it, although that remains to be seen. And some reaction to this news, Preorder says on her X account, quote, Nintendo uses Vietnam as its manufacturing base, and they're one of the countries hit with reciprocal tariffs, but Vietnam has asked for a 3-month postponement because they are willing to try and negotiate with the White House. So we will see a price increase. I don't know, but I do believe Nintendo will hit the June 5th release date. At what price, though, I have no clue. And when we talk about tariffs, we talk about the ongoing situation involving President Trump's tariffs, which has caused a huge debate on political spectrums. Now, the pipe dream here is that they're going to actually say, hey, this is not actually a problem, and we thought it was going to be a problem and it's not, and then they're going to use it as an excuse in order to say, hey, we're going to lower the price of the Switch 2 in order to try to make a reason for giving in to gamer demands. And I don't doubt that that could be the case. However, that's just a pipe dream. I don't see them doing that, although I think it's worth it to put it out there, because here's the thing. At the very least, now Nintendo is kind of using that as a reason. They themselves are doing so. Although, do we buy that it was tariffs that are causing all of this to go forth? I don't know. As far as saying, Nintendo is using Vietnam for its main manufacturing base, although I don't know if they have any other manufacturing facilities that can handle the load, which is going to be a rather large load of pre-orders that are going to come, even though they're going to be mad about the price. It is Nintendo. There have been more expensive gaming consoles, looking at you, Sony, and the PlayStation 5, and yeah, that was sold out for months. Although that had something to do with the COVID pandemic that was going on. And we could go on all day about my viewpoints about how that all went down, but we will not go down that rabbit hole here. But yes, even though Nintendo has that high price point, I can see them doing well with this system, even though there are some people who want to get a boycott going about the price points, which, yeah, they are steep, and yeah, they will still sell, and some people won't be that concerned about it, but it is an issue that has been continuing to fester lately, and it's been more and more consistent with how the pricing is going, to the point where, yeah, you might need to say something about this. So, although, yeah, we have seen prices hit that point before, and I understand what people are saying about, hey, this is something that is kind of the norm with some of these games. Back in the day, in the 90s, the Super Nintendo had some games that reached that price point. It shouldn't be the standard. It should be an exception if your game is really souped up with a lot of stuff that you could do, or a lot of manufacturing issues or stuff like that, but it should not be the standard. And if we see like what Ubisoft was trying to do, then it should be called out, and it should be called out by everybody. It should be a bipartisan issue. And I don't understand why everybody wants to put a partisan issue toward everything. They want to drive a wedge between party lines on every single issue. This should not be one of them. Now, as far as what's going to come out of this, we haven't heard anything about what Nintendo's going to set the pre-order date to. That's yet to be determined, although if the June 5th release date is unchanged right now, I can't imagine them staying that way for very long, and that makes me suspicious about what exactly this is really about, because I don't think it's about the tariff still. I think that they are just using that as an excuse to try to refigure everything, because again, that $449 price point did not land well, and everybody is saying drop the price, at least in that Nintendo Treehouse stream, and I'm betting you they heard it. And this is what kind of happens, assuming that Nintendo makes my pipe dream a reality here and actually lowers the price. That could be something, but again, that is 1 out of a million chance of that actually happening. But if they do that, then yeah, they would have listened to their fan base, and they would be one of the few companies that actually did hear them, because usually when game manufacturers have their fan base try and foul at something they did, they just badmouth them, and I don't understand that. Treat your consumers with some respect. Treat your consumers with some dignity. And if they tell you something's not right, instead of bad-mouthing them and thinking they're all incels or alt-right people, actually listen to them, because they might be correct. They might be telling you, hey, we don't like this. We don't buy your excuse. We don't buy your reason. Go ahead and lower the price, because what is the issue? Why are you doing this? Or at least give us a good reason and not just throw insults or throw excuses at us, because we know better. We know that the tariffs have nothing to do with the price point, because first of all, it's that way in UK as well, and second of all, they probably put on the price point well before Trump even got in office, and the tariffs became something of a talking point. So why are you using that as an excuse? And let's not get into the hardware specifications. Many people are saying this as another Wii U situation, and it's not like Nintendo is a company that people want to see fail. The reason why they're saying this is because they want Nintendo to succeed. As much as some of the things they do is disliked, they're still the gaming company that got gaming out of the crash in 1985. It's not like it's going to be a company that is going to not be missed if it's ever gone. It's going to provide a huge hole to the gaming industry. And it's a main competitor. It's one of the landmarks in the gaming landscape. So we would want them to succeed, even though some of the actions they take make you do a double take sometimes. Like the thing about Pal World and their lawsuit. I'm not sure what's going on with that. No one's saying anything yet, at least to my recollection. And sometimes they could get pretty vicious, but still, they produce really good games. They produce really good systems, and they know what they're doing most of the time. Sometimes it's debatable, but most of the time they get it right. So hopefully that this is another time when Nintendo gets it right. I would hope that's the case, but we will keep an eye on that. Hopefully we will see what transpires. And will the June 5th release date get pushed back? That is a possibility, though according to Dark, it's probably not going to happen. They're probably going to still hit that release date. And yes, for the record, I do go on a case-by-case basis to some of the people. I understand that, yes, I am quoting Dark, and she's one of the people that gets attacked a lot and accused of being a grifter or whatever. I hate that term anymore. It gets overused, as well as any other term, any other label that people get put with whenever they try to do citizen gaming journalism and try to be a pundit and try to go against the grain on some of these cases. But again, she provides a good point here. She provides something that's actually true. I have confirmed that it is Vietnam that is the main manufacturing base, and a lot of people have said the same thing. So that's just the person that we decided to quote here, and we be me. Anyway, that is my thoughts. What are yours? Are you thinking they're going to raise the price, drop the price? Are we going to see any price change toward the system and its games? Pipe dream still is in effect that this is good news and not terrible news. Hopefully it doesn't mean that we're going to see a delay on the June 5th release date, although that is a possibility. And are you going to buy one despite the price point? If it turns out that it's not going to be changed in any sort of way, what are your thoughts? Are you going to buy one despite all the issues that are going on, and despite Nintendo being one of those big people and they tend to spark some debate, they tend to be polarizing, both in this day and age and throughout the years? Are you still going to buy one? Are you still excited for a game that they have that will push you to buy one? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Do you agree or disagree? And please take care of yourself, and please take care of your mental health. That is always a good thing to be aware of. Want to see you back for the next one? Please leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Even if you don't like something that I've saying here or whatever, please, it helps with the algorithm. It helps with keeping citizen gaming journalism and punditry alive. And I'll see you for the next one. Until next time, to be continued.